Hello everybody and welcome back. I am excited here to share with you the first challenge. This is all part of the Essential Ephemera bundle that has been released this month. This is a collaboration project that I'm doing with Natalie from Line.Arrow. So if you've done any of the collaborations with us before, basically what happens is I release half of a kit and then Natalie also releases a kit under the same name, and then we do a big project together. So it says it's 21 pages, but you get all pages in sepia as well. So you actually get 42 pages. It's an absolutely huge kit. I will have the link down below so you can go and check it out. But as you can see, I've already printed off all my pages. I'm ready to go. But it is an ephemera based kit, so there aren't any journal pages as such. There are a couple of backing papers which are, like I said, available in colour and then also in sepia, but generally it's mostly ephemera. So the challenge this week or this month rather, links with that. So we're going to be creating an ephemera holder. And each week we're just going to do a bit more to it. So this week's challenge is to get the base built. Now this is probably going to be over 2 videos for me, but I wanted to get this video out so I can kind of introduce the challenge, and then there'll probably be another video in a couple of days where you see me kind of finishing off my base, only because I don't want to make this video super long. So the first challenge, like I said, will be to build the base of an ephemera holder. Now the lovely thing about this is Natalie and I haven't really spoken about how we're each doing our ephemera holder. So you're going to hopefully see some different ideas of how you can put one together. We also have our design team working with the kits, whether they're making an ephemera holder or adding the ephemera to existing journals. Again, we don't know. We allow them creative freedom. So I suggest that you make sure that you are following everybody, and they will all be listed down below. So you can see all the different ideas of what people are going to be doing with these kits and with these freebies. So as always, when we do our challenges, there will be some freebies available. The freebies that I'm about to show you are available in my Facebook group. Natalie will have her own available in her Facebook group, Line.Arrow. I will have her video linked down below as well, so you can go and check out what her week 1 freebies are going to be, and also see how she's setting up her ephemera holder. There will be other Facebook groups also hosting this challenge. So we've got Two Sister Jam, Savage Art, Sweet Pea Papers, and Junk Journal Tutorials, and more. So each of those Facebook groups will be joining in with the challenge. As I said, I have freebies for Non-Stop Papercrafts. Natalie has freebies for Line.Arrow. But as a thank you to the other groups that are taking part, we've got exclusive freebies just for them. So you'll only be able to get their freebies if you join their Facebook groups. But I'll show you theirs in a moment. So these ones are available this week from me. So these will be in the Non-Stop Papercrafts Facebook group. They will also be on my Ko-fi page as well. So if you want to go and grab them there, you can. I know not everybody uses Facebook, so they will be available there as well. Same as the main kit, they are also available in sepia. So I decided to do some background pages rather than more ephemera pages, only because obviously this works well with building the base of an ephemera holder. So you want decorative pages rather than necessarily ephemera pages. I've also tried to think whether they could be used in a journal as well, because as I said, there aren't really journaling pages within the main kit. So somebody could possibly use these freebies along the main kit to actually make a journal, because there's lots of writing space on these. But you've got the same sort of beautiful florals that are in the main kit, and as I say, also in sepia. I actually really love this page in sepia. I think it's very, very pretty. And then I've done one that's a bit of a kind of checkered effect with, again, different images, different text and things on there. And that one is in sepia. So all of those are available in Non-Stop Papercrafts only, but also obviously on my Ko-fi page. And then these following ones you can find in the other Facebook groups that are taking part. So these pages you can find in Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group. So we have the page in colour and then we also have it in sepia. And again, I was thinking they'd make great background pages if you are building an ephemera holder, but also you could use them as journaling spaces, journaling pages, because they have the space there for writing. So those are in the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group. We then have this page, which is available in Savage Art. And again, that's the page in sepia. So those pages are available in the Savage Art Facebook group. Then we've got this page, which is available in the Junk Journal Tutorials and More Facebook group. This one does have some lines on it, so it's perfect for journaling. And that's how it looks in sepia. So that's Junk Journals, Tutorials and More. And then lastly, we have this one, which is in the Two Sister Jam Facebook group. Again, this one has some lines on, so great for journaling. And that's how it looks in sepia. Again, all of these Facebook groups will be linked down below, so you can hop over to those groups and get those freebies. So these will not be available in Non-Stop Papercrafts, and they will not be available on my Ko-fi shop. Only the ones that I showed you first will be available there. So as I said, we are making ephemera holders for this challenge. So I'm going to make mine out of envelopes. I'm actually going to make two. So because the kits are absolutely huge, I'm going to make one using my papers, and I'm using one using Nathalie's papers. So I've already started one of these. One, because I needed to kind of test out my idea to see how it fit together and how it worked. And yeah, like I said, they're just huge kits. I wanted to be able to use both Nathalie's and my papers, so I've decided to make two just so that I can fit everything in, because I don't think everything would fit in one ephemera holder. So what I have is, I've got 3 of these envelopes that have a kind of, well, it depends which way you have them up. They're either top loading or side loading, like that. And then I've got a brown envelope where the opening is here. And then I've got these really dinky ones as well, which I'm going to make a kind of accordion section out of. So what I plan to do, if I bring you in my prototype, the one that has Nathalie's design on, let's just move those bits out of the way, then you can kind of see where we're going with it. But basically I wanted to kind of go through some of my envelopes. So this isn't finished. I am still doing bits to it. Obviously I want to grab Nathalie's freebies as well, but this is kind of where I got. So what's going to happen is this is going to be attached there, so I've got a pocket. This then is where we've got the small envelopes. So these small envelopes will be stuck on the front, and they're going to form an accordion. So I've got that on the front. This then is going to open up, but this is one of the envelopes, so it's got obviously the big pocket, which is the whole envelope. This will then open up. I've then got other envelopes that I'm going to either have flipping out or flipping up or used as a pocket in some way. They're all going to be on there. I'm also going to use pockets from the kits to stick on here as well, just so there's lots of places for all of the ephemera to go. This is obviously based on the second envelope. That's also had the top cut open, so again you've got the depth of that entire envelope to store bits and pieces in. That then turns over. You've got your final envelope, which again is still open at the top, so you've got that big pocket. And then again, I've started gathering some more envelopes where I've cut open the side, so I'm probably going to have a side bit there, but also the pocket there, and then think about what I'm going to do on that side. And then on the back, again, this will be glued to here. I haven't glued this one down yet because I'm waiting to see how bulky this gets first, but this will be glued down, and then again I'll either have a side pocket or a top pocket on the back there. But this one's using Nathalie's papers, so I'm going to do essentially the same thing, but with my kit. So I'm just going to move that out of the way. That was more just so you can kind of see what my idea is and where I'm going with it. So the first thing I need to do is these 3 envelopes I just need to chop the tops off so that they are staggered. So I'm almost essentially cutting off what would be that flap. So it's about 1 inch, but I want them kind of staggered like that. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer, slide that under, and I'm going to go up to 1 inch and slice that off. So there's one. Obviously for the next one I want 2 inches, so I'm actually going to put it in this way. And then slice across. And then the final one, I don't want to obviously slice off too much, so I'm just going to open up the flap and I'm just going to take off a little bit from the top, like that. Okay, so we should now have our staggered envelopes. Yep, so they're all just about 1 inch difference between. This envelope will be the one that kind of wraps around. Now on the one that I've already made with Nathalie's Digitals, I did start kind of scoring to make a kind of spine. I don't want to do that this time. What I'm going to do is see how bulky this gets, and then I'll wrap this around once I kind of know how big it's going to get. I can, however, get this bit ready, which is what I'm going to do as well. Okay, so on the other one I used 5 envelopes, so let's just have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can put those aside, they might come in handy a bit later. And then all I did is I cut off completely this whole gummed area. I am just wondering though, just to kind of stop all the gummy and stickiness, is just to fold those over and then cut open the top. Because what I did last time is I cut the top off and then I put like a washi tape over here, but I'm thinking if they're both gummed already, they're going to stick, aren't they? So that also gets rid of that and the need to use some washi tape. So I'm just going to close those envelopes up like that. I'm going to bring my trimmer in, and I'll probably just do it a couple at a time. I'm just going to slice off the very top just so we get that opening. Okay, so we've got that opening up. Right, okay, so that's all the envelopes, and actually they're all the same size, that's good. So that's that part. Right, so to attach these 3 envelopes together, I'm just going to move that bit to one side. All I did was have a little dig around in my stash. And I just found something that was perhaps a little bit sort of sturdier. So I'm not sure how many GSM this is, but this is from one of my other kits. But it just kind of goes because it's similar, it's still floral. But I needed a couple of pieces to obviously attach these together. So I probably need this just slightly shorter. Just going to grab my pencil and just make a little mark at the bottom so I can chop that off, and that will do that one. And then I need this one to attach the front one, so I'm just going just shy of the top of the envelope. And making my mark. So I'm just going to check, I think. Yeah, so it's just shy of 2 inches this. Let's just cut a little bit off the end of that one. This one again, we want just shy of 2 inches. And cut along that mark. Now it doesn't really matter what paper you use for this, because you're quite likely not going to see it anyway, because obviously you'll be covering each of these envelopes as well. What I might do is, where you've kind of got that fold over, this bit's a little bit thicker, so I'm actually going to flip these around so that bit's kind of where the spine is as well. So now that line's on the inside, and then these are going to get stuck in the middle, so I'm just going to put a little score mark down them just to help them fold a little bit. It doesn't matter if it's not exact, I'm just going to come just behind where the one is. Oops. Okay, like that. Right, and then all I did was just stick these together. And as I say, this is just the base, so obviously you're not going to see a lot of this paper anyway, so it doesn't matter if this particular piece does not go with the rest of what you've got. That piece just gets stuck on there. This bit's going to come around here. Now the only thing, obviously, you just want to make sure that everything's lined up, so I'm lining it up with this bottom corner and then just pushing it down. Okay, then you've got the hinge in there. And as I say, it will be supported around this side once everything's full, and then we can put this round, so that'll be wrapped around the outside. I'm going to repeat that process for the next part. So I'm just double checking the height. I think I might need to take a little bit more off actually. I'll just use scissors for that though. That's a bit better. It's been quite exciting just getting started with this actually, because we actually released our kits at the end of last week, so we've had a whole week of not really being able to kind of do too much, which is why I think I just got overexcited and started doing one with Nathalie's printables, because obviously I couldn't cut mine up until I've shown you in this video. So yeah, I started using Nathalie's to begin with. But yeah, it's going to be very exciting. And if you are interested in purchasing the kits, now's the time to make the most of it, because we have 30% off. Both Nathalie and I have 30% off the kits at the moment. So make sure you go and check out our shops if you want the 30% off as well. It's only going to be for the month of June, for the month that it's released. There is also no code needed, it's just automatically discounted in the shop. Right, okay, so that's kind of the foundation of the ephemera holder. As I said, I'm going to have other envelopes kind of flipping out and used as sort of tuck spots, as well as using the pockets that are involved in the kits as well. But that's our booklet. So don't forget, on the front of this one we're going to have the other envelope coming across. So I will decorate this one, but I won't do anything else to it because obviously that will get stuck on there. So I don't want to add anything else to the front. This side then, we need to think about what pockets and things are going to go in here. So I've got a stack of old envelopes. I've had some very, very kind friends who live in America sending me over some envelopes, mostly because, I mean, look at the size of that window. You would not get anything like that in the UK. I was always commenting on how wonderful the windows are, because generally speaking in the UK we might get something like that, and that tends to be the standard kind of window for an envelope. But in America you might have these double windows. Don't see those in the UK, or I certainly haven't anyway, on any of my bills. You get funny shaped windows like this, which I think again is super cool. I quite like those with the double windows. Again, another huge one. So yeah, so thank you very much to my friends, my American friends, who have sent me these wonderful envelopes to use. Right, let's have a look what we can do with these. So I'm not going to make it exactly the same as the other one, because obviously it's fun to have a play around and do something a bit different. But obviously this is like far too tall. So I'm thinking that we can have this one flipping out this way. And then this one could just be like a pocket. So we have it open. I mean, it could potentially be a double pocket, couldn't it? So you can go behind the envelope entirely as well as in there. So that's a possibility. And then obviously I just chop off this end. Then what else have we got? So on this side, I mean, I have obviously got pockets in the kit as well, so I might just have maybe one flip out on this side, and then one of the pockets from the kits there, and do it that way round. Yeah, I think I might do that. Okay, so let's start chopping these up and getting them where we need them to be. So this one, now I'm not going to go all the way up to the crease. I do want to leave myself a little bit of a gap, because obviously as this starts bulking up, that's going to then cause issues closing this. So I want to come a little way away from the crease there, and again I don't want to go all the way up to the edge because that's going to cause problems. So I think I'm going to trim it about there. I'll bring in my little cutter for this since we're doing smaller bits. Okay, so that's going to fit down at the bottom there. Then we can have this flipping out, but again obviously it's far too long, so I want to cut it just shy from the top, because again I could have something tucked in the top of this envelope. So I'm going to come just under where the top of this envelope is. And the fun thing about this is, even if you're kind of following along and crafting along with me, how you do your flip outs and the envelopes that you choose to use is entirely up to you. You can play around with this idea as much as you like. And I think that's always the fun thing, isn't it? Is when you kind of just take inspiration from somebody else, but then actually use what you have and yeah, just go to town with it. So we've got this pocket here. I could potentially put another pocket on the back, because again, like I said, I can use pockets from the kit. So that can go on the back there. I'm then going to have a double pocket there. So that's that side. And then what did we say? This side, we were just going to have one flip out with, again, pockets from the kit there. So this has already been sliced along the top. just going to neaten that up slightly. Like so. And then that's going to flip out. So this is still a bit sealed. I am just going to close up this envelope properly because I'll make a flap with something else. So that's going to go there. I mean, I have got these bits of envelopes that obviously I can make flaps with as well. This one I'm going to reseal. Because we don't need that open. Because we have it opened from the top. Excellent. And then obviously we've got this one. Again, I might just neaten up that top section. And that was going to go there, wasn't it? So that's going to go there. And then that's going to flip out from the side. Right, so let's maybe try and get this page done. So I'm just going to move all of the other bits out of the way for the moment. Right, so I think I want to sort out the hinges first. So again, I'm just going to use some of this, I think, just to kind of use up some of this. I'm just going to see how big this envelope is, place a little mark, and then how big this envelope is, and place a little mark. Okay, so this is about 4, so that's excellent. So if I make it just under 2, that's almost splitting it in half then, isn't it? Which is kind of what I need. Then that one needs to be cut off there. And this one, yeah. Cut there. Just for ease, I'm going to score down them again. Right, so this was the longer one, so that's going to be for this one. The opening's that way. I'm going to go as close to the edge as I can. And just making sure that that is up at the top. Then going to add my glue. And again, try and go up to the edge as much as I can. Stick that down, and that then folds out like so. Now again, this will be covered with paper, so you're not going to see that monstrosity on the back. Again, just checking that our envelope still fits inside. Yep, so that will be going there. Right, we're going to do the same on this side then. Good, good, good. Right. So now we can actually start thinking about papers. So I haven't stuck this one down yet, only because obviously I want to back this with papers first before I stick this down. I mean, it does mean that I don't have to worry quite so much about coming necessarily all the way down to the bottom of the page. However, if I don't, then you're going to see these papers. So we'll see. We'll just, I think, start covering. So I'm just having a little think. So I think the pouch on the front is going to be in colour. This part is going to be sepia. Then as we open up, I'm thinking the envelopes can be in colour, and then these backgrounds in sepia. So if that's the case, let's find our sepia papers. So I've got this one, got this one, got this one. Got this one and this one, and then I've got these two which are from the main kit. So now obviously with this side there's going to be an envelope down at the bottom, so you're only really going to see this top section. So if I was to place something like this down, you're kind of missing part of the digital, like the floral part. Same with that one, because obviously all the florals are at the bottom. We could use the checkered one, although that's quite pretty with the florals, isn't it? So maybe we use that one. Let's get those out of the way. So I'm just trying to see where it kind of comes up to the end of the envelope. About there. Okay, so that's going to go there. I do need to take some off the bottom as well. Okay, and then that'll go on there. So you've got still this lovely pattern here. Yep, I really like that. Okay, so I'm just going to trim the bottom. So I'm just going to line it up at the top. And then this is going to go on the back. Now I'm just deciding, do I want to use vintage photo or ground espresso? Now this is quite a nice floral kit, so I think I might go with the vintage photo. I think ground espresso might be a little bit dark for this one, so I'm going to go with that one. Just trying to find my ink dabber. Now, if you wanted to do any sewing, then you would have to sew your papers before you sew them down. You can't sew them while they're on the envelope, or you could, but obviously if you're sewing around the edge, you're then going to lose a section of the pocket. Oops, almost stuck it down upside down. That's about typical for me. Right, let's just make sure that it is in the middle. Okay, so that flaps over that side. That goes over that side. Okay. Right, so this is going to get stuck down on here. So the first thing I can do is just repair this envelope. Okay, so that's that done. Now it is yellow in the background, which I'm not entirely sure I'm overly fond of. So this checkered one is what I think I'm going to try and use for inside the envelopes. So to there and to that one. So I don't need to ink this a great deal because you're not going to see the majority of it. So I'm just going to ink the edge. Okay, and then this is going to get stuck in there. So before we seal off that edge, I'm going to glue this in. Now you will note I'm not going all the way to this edge. That's because I want to create a hinge on that side and I want to be able to slot it behind the paper. Okay, so that's behind. Now I need a hinge there, so I could use this along here. As my hinge. Oh, that's perfect. Right, so part of it, hopefully, because we didn't glue that down, she says, although somehow it's glued down, we might be able to fit under there. That's the plan. I might need to cut it slightly so that it fits. I do love using old envelopes. Right, excellent. I'm now going to add glue behind the paper. And then on the flap. Okay, so. And then that gives us an envelope that we can open nicely. Right, so that will then go in there like that. But I want this then to have colour on it. So I was thinking of using some of this. But unfortunately, where all the pattern is, you're not really going to see, because that's where all the windows are. And I don't really want the same as what's up there, because I just think that's just then too much. Yeah, because the main part that you're seeing is here, isn't it? So let's see what else we've got in the colour. So this one might be quite good, because I know it's got lines on it, but it's got the florals in the perfect places, hasn't it? So I might go with this one. Right, okay, so we've got our pocket, it's got the decorated outside, and then that's going to get stuck down there. Now I'm going to do it in a U shape, as I said, because I can then have the pocket behind the envelope as well as obviously inside the envelope. So that's going to be a double pocket. So I'm just going to put glue down each side and along the bottom. Oops. Right, so there's that. So we've got the main envelope that has a pocket. This is a pocket here, plus the pocket behind as well. We've also then got the big tall envelope pocket here. Plus we've got this envelope here, this opens up, and then we're going to use pockets from the kit there. So let's cover up these pieces. So for the envelopes, I said I was going to use coloured papers. For this background I'll use sepia, so let's do this one. I think what we've just cut off is too short. Okay, so I have got this piece which I really like, so I might put this one in here. Okay, and just give that an ink. Oh, actually, before I ink anything, I need to trim off the bottom, don't I? Because it's going to be too big. Now ink around the edge. So now we just need to pick some coloured papers that we can then use for these envelopes. So I am tempted to use this, because obviously where we've got this here in the sepia, I'm quite tempted to use it here then on the envelope, because I can have this gorgeous blue down the front of the envelope. Okay, so that's going to go in there. Now obviously this one is a weird shaped envelope. So I think I'm actually going to tear this one a little bit differently. So I've just started myself off in the middle. I'm thinking what to come down to about here. So I might just leave it as a crack like that. I know I can obviously come out a lot more than that, but I really love these florals, so I don't want to lose those. So I might just leave that one as that one. So let's again give that a little bit of an ink. Now, because it is white on the inside, that doesn't bother me. I could put some of the sepia in there, but it doesn't bother me at the moment. And then for this side, as I say, I'm thinking of using this paper just so that it ties in then with that bit there. So thinking I might make that into a teeny little tuck spot. So if I fold that over again, that just adds a little bit more strength, and that's just a teeny little tuck. So I might do that. Right, okay, so that's how it's looking so far. So we've got that on that side, we've got that envelope, we've got that backing, so we just need to worry about this envelope, and then I think we're going to call it for today. And then obviously, like I said, there will be another video where we just finish off. Right, okay, so I really love these flowers up the centre, so I think I'm definitely going to have to use those. And then on the front part of this, right, now obviously this is going to be a pain to stick in because it's got to go right the way to the bottom. So the easiest way to do this is just to add a little bit of glue to the bottom. Then going to open this up as wide as I can. I think this does actually need to be snipped down a bit. Come on. I want to slide that as far down as we can, which is always a bit tricky when obviously you've got glue on it. But it's just to obviously just make sure that it has gone all the way down to the bottom. So I'm just going to check by pushing it up this way. I'm just going to get my bone folder in there as well, just to make sure that it has gone all the way down. Okay. And then, so that you haven't obviously got that gaping bit at the back, what we're now going to do is just put a load of glue along the top. It doesn't matter if you don't go all the way down. But if you now flatten that in, when you open it up, that's what you're going to see. You can't open it up, so things won't get trapped behind there, and that's that done. So that's how it's looking so far. So like I said, we have got the bit to wrap around the outside, but we'll do that at the end. As we open up to the first page, we've got these bits that fold out. We've got a double pocket here. Let's see if we can grab something. So we've got that as a pocket. We've then got behind the entire envelope as a pocket. We've obviously got this tall envelope as a pocket that flips out. Like I said, I might get a pocket from the kit to slit there. Again, I'm going to use pockets from the kit to stick here. We've got a teeny little kind of tuck spot there, and then obviously this is an envelope, so that's a big pocket there. So lots of places to hold ephemera so far. We have got this one to do. This one's probably going to be part of next week's challenge. But like I said, there will be a part 2 video just so I can kind of finish off the pockets in here and start doing this outside. So that's going to be my part 2 video. That will be coming in the next couple of days. But this video, I've noticed, is already extremely long, so I don't want to keep you here any longer. Do go and check out Nathalie's video. As I said, she'll be showing off her freebies that are available from her group, also the exclusive freebies that she's made for the other participating Facebook groups. I'm also really excited to see, so I'll be heading over to Nathalie's channel to see what ephemera holder she is making, because as I said, that's going to be the really nice thing about this, is seeing lots of different ideas of how you can store your ephemera. I really hope that you enjoy these challenges. As I say, the kits are at 30% off at the moment if you want to go and purchase those. They will be both linked down below, mine and Nathalie's. But even if you just want to go and grab the freebies, again, everything is down below. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I do hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next crafty video. Bye for now.